Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Every day you open up the news, and I don't know how you get your news. I was going to say newspaper, but most of us are getting our news on the internet or on TV or somewhere. They're still newspaper organizations. And anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to use in a way to introduce Mark Shaw today to you is this. The stories that capture our attention regarding technology are the self-driving cars, the drones, right? Some of the technological things that we have at our fingertips. And the advancements in that are amazing. Robots, I saw this story this morning on robots doing things. And I mean, the way they looked in like science fiction movies.
Oh, my.
But the one overlooked part of technology and technological advancements is in the health field. My gosh, there are so many advancements. And if you are suffering from anything, whether it's, there was a lady this morning who had this amazing discovery that she had a 140-pound cyst growing on her ovary that she thought she was heavy.
Yeah.
And she really wasn't that heavy, 70-something years old. So she lost 180 pounds in one day because there was 40 pounds of excess skin. The things that our doctors are able to do today are unbelievable compared to what they used to be able to do. One of the ways we've learned about some of these things is from Mark Shaw. Mark Shaw works at the offices of Dr. Juan Yordan down in the Villages, and we've learned that they can help you out with orthopedic care, with diabetes, with weight loss, with joint problems. They've got something that I always compare to stem cell. It's called platelet-rich plasma, and we're going to learn more about it right now. Mark has been with us before, and last time he was on, if you were listening to a rebroadcast, and you were trying to call in, and I kept answering the phone saying, I'm sorry, this is a rebroadcast. So Mark is on right now if you want to call.
Good.
If you have any questions during the course of this, we invite you to call. Today's March 2nd, just so you know that it's a live show. If you hear me saying it's March 2nd and it's not, then you know it's not live. Mark Shaw, good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin. Thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, I don't know when it was, 2 weeks ago maybe, we played a rebroadcast and the phones were ringing, and I was directing everybody to your office number, so hopefully you got some calls down there.
Absolutely, we have. Ever since working with you guys, there are a lot of people who obviously have reached some on which the end of the rope, or tired of this treatment, that treatment, and aren't getting answers and aren't getting the things that they want. And so it is wonderful to be able to, and that's our purpose, is to be able to help people get rid of the pain that they've been dealing with in a long time, and haven't really gotten to an end of the road type deal. Like it's a constant. Most people, when they deal with their pain, is okay. Well, I'm either going to be taking a pill, or I'm going to be getting a continuous treatment that, whether it's once every couple months or it's this. Whereas our practice is actually giving people resolution to, okay, you come see us, and we draw a line in the sand and say, okay, basically after you receive these treatments, you're not going to have to go in and see a doctor for your knee anymore. It's wonderful.
It's amazing to me. Almost all the time when I see these stories, I almost feel like I would like to have this broadcast that everybody could hear simultaneously, in which the announcer said, whatever you were told about your medical condition, go back, because we've learned a lot of stuff. Whatever you think you have to live with, maybe you don't have to live with it anymore.
And that's so true, Larry. And the reason behind that is the doctors in Ocala and everybody, they're wonderful doctors. Okay, it's not saying anything bad about any of the doctors or anyone practicing. It's just simply that medical science is moving at the pace of your cellular phones. I mean, it's like you get a new cellular phone this year, and next year the next greatest and latest thing is coming out, and it's like, my God, the medical science has taken leaps and bounds from what it was. And like, for example, now here at the office, we're also doing aesthetics. And doing aesthetic care we're going to be taking patients in for aesthetic care starting on April the 3rd.
What does that mean, aesthetic care?
That means facials, quite a few things. I mean, I could go into a list that would take more than what we have on this show, but women,
like plastic
men,
surgery?
Well, it is, but without the surgery part. We can utilize PRP now for crow's feet, labial folds, meaning the labial folds are right there around your mouth, and crow's feet, obviously, in men and women, off the outer edge of the eye and those wrinkles. And we're utilizing PRP and Juvederm for taking those away and rejuvenating the faces and looking younger, and lines and stretch marks from women who've had babies to on their chest, just above cleavage and everything, the wrinkles and things that take place there.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah, lots and lots of women.
I looked.
Have that, and this is speaking to my fiance, that's one of the biggest concerns. It's like I never knew that this was a huge concern to you or anything else. But it's, instead of going for a plastic surgery and going under the knife and being put under and getting a face stretched skin around, which eventually it starts to wrinkle again, we now rejuvenate the face with a very uninvasive procedure of doing PRP on the face, just underneath the skin, and are getting fantastic results. Even better than Botox, meaning from the standpoint of a lot of women, a lot of men, everybody's familiar with a Botox. I mean, it hit a craze, several years back, but it lasts a couple of months, and it's one of those treatments where you got to keep going in.
Right.
Well, just like our pain treatments, meaning a knee, a shoulder, a back, anything else, once we've treated that area, it has healing properties and rejuvenating properties for over 8 months. And the lasting effects of that on your face are, 18 months to 2 years.
Gosh.
And so not having to go do Botox every 3 months or what have you, for ladies, it's you come in and you see us, and guess what? You're good for the next 2 years. We'll see you in 2 years, and, your face looks 15, 20 years younger.
That is amazing. I have a real true story. This happened yesterday. Robert and I play music, and we were playing music at this party for a lady who was turning 100 years old. Yesterday was her birthday.
Zelma.
She was born 1917. Okay, that's when she was born.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, so as we're walking in, we're walking right next to this lady, and I say, "Oh, are you going to the 100-year-old lady's birthday party?" She goes, "Oh, yes, she's my good friend." And I said, "Wow, I wonder if our generation is going to make it to 100." And I said, "But we're probably a generation ahead of you," because I am not lying, doctor. I wasn't trying to be flattering. I really thought that she was maybe 20 years younger than Robin and I.
Yeah.
Robin and I are 60.
My goodness.
We're 62, by the way.
Yeah, she looked fabulous.
She is 75 years old. I don't know. Holy cow. I could, and I said, there's no way. And oh my gosh. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to tell, so I don't know, maybe she's been down to see you guys. I don't know.
Well, and the treatments, the thing with it, Larry, is we see it in Hollywood and in media and everything else. I mean, you look at Vanna White. She's been doing the show as long as I've been alive. And she still looks the same as when I was a kid.
Let me look.
Okay. So it's and people like that, and Pat Sajak too, for that matter. And so it's medical science has come so far that it is what used to take surgery and very invasive things can now be done with a needle. And using medical science and biology and using your own body stem cells and own rejuvenative properties, and you literally can turn back the clock.
By the way, Vanna White is 60 and Pat Sajak is 70.
Oh.
Right.
Wow, he does look pretty good.
Yeah, and so these are the people that for years have been taking advantage of these things, and it didn't hit mainstream and to the general public, and it's like, PRP has been around since the 1980s, but the fact of not being able, where we have the ability now to make it affordable to anyone, for knees, backs, shoulders, or anything, that's the beauty of what's taking place now. So it's not just the elite that can come in and afford these things. It's very, very affordable. Literally, we can put it in just about anyone's budget.
Wow.
And so you can come in, you can take care of a knee problem, a back problem. We treated a lady the other day who was very big into tennis, and she couldn't even pick up a racket anymore. Her tennis elbow was so bad. And literally within 3 treatments, she's back on the tennis court. We haven't seen her, but she's giving us glowing reviews, and, oh my gosh, this is wonderful, and playing tennis and with no pain. So it's really it's great to see that, we can really give people their lives back and their activities and the things that they want to go do, as simple as going and taking a walk around the block with your husband or your wife.
Well, when you do this for people, do you also check out their nutritional needs and what their eating lifestyle is, so you can hopefully correct it so this doesn't happen again?
Absolutely. We treat the cause, but this is an all-encompassing. It is the doctor's office, and there are things that since the 1980s, it has not been a mystery to doctors. One is losing weight and being healthy, and longevity of life and increasing that. Okay, doctors, Dr. Yordan is very well versed in that, and that's what we do here with our weight loss program. Is do change of lifestyle. 2, with Charlie, our practitioner, his skill set at with needles and everything, whether it be intra-articular, meaning in a joint with knees and elbows and such, but now also the aesthetic aspect of that. We've just simply been able to move with the speed of medical science now and say, okay, well, yeah, you used to be, you'd go in for a knee replacement. Well, now we can just do this, and it wouldn't hurt you at all to drop 15, 20, 30 pounds, and that's going to take pressure, obviously, off of the knees and make you healthier and increase your longevity of life. And we can move at that speed because medical science has allowed us to do that.
So I want to, on the other side of the break, I want to ask you to kind of clarify, and I know you do this every single time you're on, but just clarify what platelet-rich plasma is. PRP is what you're referring to it as. And,
right.
And I wanted to ask you this also, and I guess I'll just ask you now, and then after the break you can answer it. When we have something that sounds like a miracle way to rejuvenate our skin or our joints or anything like that, does it also rejuvenate internally? So if for example, you say losing weight, could it rejuvenate our metabolism, I guess, is maybe what I'm asking.
I understand. So no. PRP is utilized for, intra-articular, meaning in joints, for cartilage, tendons, bone, things of that nature, degeneration of joints over time, all right? The actual weight loss and metabolism, these are things that, they do require a lifestyle change, meaning in what you eat. If you eat Krispy Kreme donuts every single day, I love them, but God bless you, you're not going to lose weight, okay? Right. So it does require, but people think, oh, okay, well, I got to go on some fad diet or one of those things. No, you don't. We tip the scales in your favor medically, helping you with injections to increase your metabolism and to burn fat and not burn muscle. But you have all of these things available to you that are good foods. We help you with what to shop for, how to eat, what to do, and you can still have steaks, fajitas, fish, vegetables, fruits, all of these things. We just really clean up your diet from all the processed foods to things that you put in your body that are not exactly food as was intended millions and millions of years ago from evolution or God or however you want to look at it, that cause you to gain weight. And so that's really what we clean up, and it's people are amazed when they come through our program. It's like, wow, I can still eat all of these things and this great food. Because you're going to the grocery store and shopping. I'm not creating some special packet meal that you've got to go eat. No, you go to the grocery store just like normal, but you're brought aware by, okay, turn the package over and look what's actually in it.
Yes.
And that's what we teach you to do.
That's what I'm trying to learn how to do. All right. Mark Short is our guest. He's representing Dr. Juan Yordan down in the Villages. If you have come to feel like you just have to live with the pain, live with the wrinkles, this is not. I'm not trying to sell you like a snake oil. This is a science. You have to. You have to listen.
It's medical science.
And
it's not in biology.
I just want to invite the listeners to call in. So if you have a question, you want to call in, you want to ask Mark a question, please. I'm going to take a little break, about 2 minutes long. We'll be right back. The number is 622-9622. We will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Thursday, we'll see clouds and limited sun. Look for a shower or thunderstorm this afternoon with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Thursday night will be mostly cloudy. It will turn cooler with a low of 46 in the northernmost part of the zone to 62 in the south. And for Friday, a breezy, less humid day as clouds give way to some sunshine, the high 69 to 73. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
All right, 22 minutes after 10 o'clock, Mark Shaw is on the phone from the offices of Dr. Juan Yordan down in the Villages. If you are trying to lose weight, you've got knee or any kind of joint pain, if you've got some cosmetic issues that you would like to have looked at that you've been living with, thinking you never could do anything about it, there may be something that can be done. So please call in if you have any questions. Mark, there was one question off the air. The question was the PRP that you're referring to. Is that something we take home and put on ourselves, or do you put it on there?
No, we do it here. It is injected, whether it's on a joint, which would be intra-articular, or whether it's in the face or the chest or anything like that, which is just underneath the skin. What it is we all have, Larry, stem cells and regenerative properties in our blood. That's how our body circulates, right? You cut yourself, your body sends stem cells. It sends things to that area to regrow new skin, right? And those cells turn into skin cells, and then eventually you have a scab, and then it heals over, and you got new skin there, right?
Right.
So that's the properties, and that's where medical science has made its advances, is to say, okay, well, we can now take that, and I can put that into a knee. I can withdraw it out of your body. Okay, I can spin that down, and I can pull out of those platelets in that blood just the regenerative properties that we want to utilize, and I can put that back into your knee where it can regrow cartilage, it can increase the space in the joints, and it can do all of those things. Same thing with face and with collagens and all of those things that over time degenerate. I mean, that's just what the truth of the matter. Father Time is not nice to any of us. And that's what we have the ability to do. But it's done here in the office, and it's performed by Charlie, our nurse practitioner, who is very, very skilled and has done thousands of procedures and injections. And it does take. It is somewhat of an art when it comes to that form of it, and he's very, very good at that. But before I lose you or we run out of time or anything else, if there are people that want to even the consultations are completely free, meaning we don't charge anything for you to come in and have a visit with the doctor and to come in and to see us and say, okay, well, I have this problem. So most people, their biggest concern is money. What's it going to always?
Right.
It's going to be expensive.
Right.
Listen, come in. And if we can't treat you or it's not the right procedure for you, we'll direct you to the correct doctor who can. But if we can provide the service for you, not only will we recommend, exactly the treatment for you and can perform it here, we will put it within your budget. I don't care what your budget is. Okay, we're backed by the Foundation for Wellness Professionals, and we have over $60 million to lend out to our patients. That is interest-free, no credit checks. It just simply, we want you to get the procedures. The foundation wants you to get procedures. We'd much rather you do that than go get a, $30,000 knee operation or, something that's very invasive to you. So we have that. Even if it's a phone consultation, you have difficulty driving down to the villages or anything else, you call in to our office and you ask for Desiree or any of the ladies up at the front desk, and basically they will get you directed over to myself or Charlie, and we will either get you scheduled in, we'll answer your questions, but the telephone number for you to call for us is 352-633-0473, and once again, your consultation is completely free. There is no price for you to come in, set an appointment. You will sit down with a medical professional, and they will diagnose and go over your case and let you know exactly what's going on.
And you mentioned the aesthetic, cosmetic procedures. Are they covered in the same way, or does insurance cover them? How does that work? Same thing?
No, they're covered the exact same way. These are all considered elective procedures. Meaning that the reason they're elective is if you were to go, the Food and Drug Administration works hand in hand with the insurance companies, and anything that's under, covered by food and drug is what the insurances are going to cover. So your painkillers, your pills, your surgeries, your things of this nature. Well, utilizing your own blood, it's not a food, it's not a drug, okay?
Right.
And so it's never going to be covered by the FDA. But the side effects from it are far better because there's no rejection ever to the body. You're not getting a foreign object or a foreign anything put into your body. You're getting your own blood, your own stem cells, your own regenerative properties utilized back into whether it be a joint, your face, pain areas, anything like that. So that's why this is always going to be considered an elective procedure and not covered by insurances, which is also the main reason why it hadn't hit mainstream and everyone, because I get this all the time, Larry. Well, then why isn't everybody doing it? Well, if you have insurance and you pay a certain premium every single month, you're educated on what it covers, right?
Yeah. Mark, before we run out of time, let's take a phone call. Thank you for calling, by the way. You're on the air with Mark Shaw.
Yes, thanks for taking my call. Quickly, can you do anything for a person who has had a stroke and has paralyzation on one side of their body?
We have had some success with stem cells, meaning that we had a patient who actually was on the radio with us that had gone through a surgery where nerves had been severed from her back surgery, and her entire right leg was down the outside of the leg was completely dead, so to speak, meaning couldn't feel, had very difficult issues with balance and everything else because she had no feeling from basically her right hip down to the bottom of her foot. These things also cause phantom pains and neuropathy, and she was on approximately 4 to 5 gabapentin a day, which is a pain medication to handle that so that she could sleep. And after 3 treatments with us, she had reduced her gabapentin down to 1, and she is now getting a tingling and feeling back not only in her foot but down the outsides of her legs.
Wow.
So the answer to your question, sir, is obviously over the air and without having my doctors examine the patient, I can't give you a definitive answer as yes or no. What I can tell you is we've had wonderful results, and if you schedule an appointment, you come in to see us, we can obviously look at the severity of it and see what it is, and let you know immediately, because we have a litany of things that we have to go through in order to determine if you're a patient, is let you know if that is a viable solution for you or not. And that doesn't cost you a thing to do that.
Mark, it's always good to talk to you. The time always goes so fast. Real quickly, we don't have any time, but for the person who wanted to know about diabetic neuropathy, am I saying it right? Neuropathy? Am I saying it right word?
That's correct.
Can you handle that? Can you take that? I'll just ask you to answer that real quick.
We get phenomenal results with diabetic neuropathy. Absolutely. If you've got diabetic neuropathy, do yourself a favor and come see us. We've taken all of our patients with diabetic neuropathy and just about reduced 100% of them to where they're off of their gabapentin or pain drugs.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. I'm sorry I couldn't get every call. The callers, you just waited till the very end. But the good news is you can call Mark right now, because he's not going to be on the air, but he'll be down in his office, right, Mark? You there?
That's correct. We are in the office today, and you can reach us at 352-633-0473 and ask for Desiree. She'll either get you an appointment with us or get you straight on with us as well.
Thank you, Mark. It's amazing the things you're telling us that you guys are doing down there. In the villages, by the way. I'm not talking to somebody in Chicago or in L.A. He's in the villages. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks so much, Larry.
You're welcome. We'll be right back. This is WOCA, The Source.
Napa know-how.
Spend $24 on anything in Napa this month, and you'll get a free Chase Elliott racing cap. You can spend it on oil. You can spend it on wiper blades. Heck, spend it on a year's supply of Pine Tree air fresheners. No matter what you spend $24 on, you'll walk away with a free Chase Elliott racing cap planted firmly on your noggin. That's Napa know-how.